So the most common spider that we have referenced when someone calls in, then when they try to say a spider name, is the brown recluse spider. However, it's one of the most seldom, when we are identifying the spiders, it's incredibly seldom that it's actually a brown recluse spider. Brown recluse spiders don't build nests. An individual will build webs, but they're a hunter spider. So they are actually going out, and most of their prey are other spiders. The recluse is reclusive by nature, obviously, and you don't see them out a whole lot. When they infest houses, it can become massive. So you can have dozens, if not hundreds. In the Midwest, it's very, very common, and in the western, southern states, they're very, very common. So most of the time when we find them here, it's someone that's brought in furniture or boxes or something like that from some other state. And the brown recluse is a relatively small spider. It has the violin on the back, which is what people identified. That means it's a brown recluse. Well, not always, okay? There's a brown spider family, and many of them have the violin on the back, and many of them are not poisonous in any way. If the spider's bigger than that big around with his legs splayed out, it's probably not a brown recluse. Brown recluse's legs are all one solid color. There's no striping on the legs. That's another way to identify them. They have hair on them. A lot of attic spiders, cellar spiders look like brown recluses. And you would think they might be, but they don't have a lot of hair on them. And so they're very uncommon, even though we get, I saw a brown recluse, it was this big around. Well, that's probably a wolf spider. And wolf spiders are one of the most common. They're in the similar family, and they are hunter spiders as well, but they don't pose any serious threat to humans. And so the brown recluse has a necrotic bite, meaning that when it bites you, it actually starts to dissolve human flesh from the bite. Whereas like a black widow, his bite is different, and it injects a poison essentially into you that causes, it can cause shock, anaphylactic shock, all these types of other bodily reactions. So in general, the black widow rarely causes death, very rarely causes serious injuries, has to be bitten multiple times typically. And the brown recluse causes injury very, very often. It's pretty significant, but they just bite very, very, very few people. And so we get that a lot, but it oftentimes turns out that it's not a brown recluse, or it's something else. Brown recluse treatments are incredibly thorough and repetitive and take a long time. It's not a quick fix. You can't just get rid of them all tomorrow. But the easy way for you to prevent brown recluse spiders is to don't bring in goods like boxes that have a bunch of unknown stuff in them into your home from a place where brown recluses are very common. Also, keep your home other spider free. So when your brown recluse, if one made its way into your home, it doesn't have enough food sources to propagate and lay a bunch of eggs and everything like that, and try to infest your home with brown recluse spiders. Brown recluse spiders are super creepy as well. I mean, in general, the concept is very creepy because these guys, take over. Unlike any other spider, brown recluses take over a home. So if there's other spiders and other insects in there, they wipe them out, and they breed and they propagate faster and faster and faster, and they become larger and larger numbers. And so they're not able to live in our wild outside very easily at all, but they can live inside of our climate-controlled homes. So if you bring them in, they can be a little bit difficult to get rid of. And they'll get in the attic, or they'll get underneath the siding, or those types of things. And so if we don't have a really good winter, it's hard to knock them out